So I'm on my monk thrower right now, and this build has not been updated for the new meta. My build is based on, I made this during the pandemic, so like there's a bunch of stuff that has changed since it. This character did use a supreme tome. You can see my saving throws, my spell resist, my armor class, like all this stuff looks good. My wisdom looks really, like statistically, the class looks good. And I'm using Ninja Spy to take advantage of this double shot equal to your dexterity while wielding a shuriken. I'm using Ninja Spy and Falconry. It's not terrible, but it's nothing like it used to be. If anybody out there used to play in an OG monk thrower, they were like super fast, and they used to just do a ton of damage really quick. But now, you know, like you can see, like that's not that fast, and that's pretty much as fast as you can get it. So like I really need that extra double strike so I can, you know, actually take advantage of the damage, especially considering that I'm usually running with improved precise shot, which is also getting hit with a 20% reduction, right? So like, because I'm using that improved precise shot, I should be able to target the one way in the back, and then it'll go through them all, right? And damage them all. But it's hard to kind of line everything up that way. But you can see it's okay. Like this works pretty well. Like this is just normal content. But I should be able to like kill them while I target that one in the back. You know, I mean, that's not bad. If we go to like an R4, you can see the power like really falls off. Oh, right, I need to talk to her. Alright, so actually, you know what? I'm gonna pin her, because I just need her to res. I don't want her to get killed. We're gonna try. I'll use my epic moment, like right now. Alright, here we go. We'll see if I can kill this room. But you can see, even in my epic moment, which is basically like really good, it's not like fast enough. It needs to be a lot faster for me to feel like I can keep up with like a melee or a spellcaster. It's good, right? But it's not like super phenomenal. Like it works, I can make it work, but I'm worried that the updates to Monk, they're gonna kill this build completely. And likely this spellcaster in here is gonna kill me. We're gonna try to get him. It's that Sork right there. Trying to tag him. There it is. Okay, got him. Alright, we got it. Alright, there's a Reaper. So let's get up to the Reaper. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die. Oh, I gotta get next to that Fear Reaper. He's gonna kill me. Yeah, it's got a really bad layout, but you can see how slow it is for killing stuff on R4. Like, it's not bad, but it's not good. It used to be way better. On my Dragon Lord, I can just obliterate all these characters. On my Warlock, I can obliterate everything. Like, I don't have to worry about... And keep in mind, I'm running with the AoE, so, like, improved precise shot. I should be... And you can see I am damaging everything, but it's so... The damage is just so terrible. Like, these things have almost 15,000 hit points, and I'm hitting them for ticks of 1, 6... It's just, like... That needs to be hundreds of damage ticking, not 16. And the CCs that I did need to last a little bit longer. Like, I had the Fear Reaper locked down for a bit, but that freeze that came from this pin, or it was either that or the Hunt's End, it was one of the things that comes out of Shirati. I think it was this nerve venom. It needs to be, instead of 6 seconds, I would make that like 9 seconds or something. It just needs to be longer. 6 seconds isn't long enough. So, you know, if I grab a giant two-handed sword, I can swing it and hit all of these, right, with strike through. If I were on a spellcaster and I throw like a, you know, fireball, I hit them all. But as a star thrower, even with my improved precise shot, it's just way too slow. It's just not enough. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that it might be that it's just dead, you know. This monk thrower may be actually gone, like something that I just have to basically throw in the history bin. As, like, it used to be fun a decade ago, and now it's completely impossible to make one. Because the other thing, too, keep in mind, like, I don't generate ki as doing this build. So, you know, like, I do have a passive +1, but it's super slow, you can see. So for me to do things that cost ki, like this abundant step, well, I can only do one abundant step, and now I'm out of ki, and the regen is so slow that it would be actually probably would just be better for me to be an Exalted Angel instead of Shadow Dancer. But Shadow Dancer really does help my build a lot more than Exalted Angel would, so that's why I'm... And my falconry attack, like, I blinded a bunch of them, but the problem is that blind really isn't really that good. Like, they still find you and hit you, even when they're blinded. So, I think that that's something else that sort of needs to be fixed. Like, if something's blind, it should have more of a chance to wander around and not try to hit you, as opposed to right now where even if they're blind, they run up and hit you anyway. And you can see how it's like painfully slow, right? Like, the other thing I could do is try just doing this to increase my single target damage, but now I cannot do the, you know, the pass-through damage. So it's gonna be interesting to see if I can salvage this build or not. Doesn't look like he's gonna follow me. And every once in a while, we do hit really, like, really hard. I'll blind these. So I just blinded them all, but they were able to shoot a bow and arrow and somehow, like, miraculously hit me, right? I mean, I don't know. Playing this, like, it used to be a lot more fun, but now it's just a little bit too frustrating. So that's why usually I just play my Warlock. which is unfortunate because monk is really fun. And I was looking at the new archetype and the changes that they made, and I'm not sure. Like I said, it's very melee heavy, but it doesn't look like it's going to benefit me at all. And in fact, I think it's going to make it worse. I won't know that 100% until I actually try it, but all right, let's just make sure. I'm switching. I went to air instead of water. Maybe this will help. You know, look at how much, like, they are hitting me for so much damage, and they just hit me. My armor class is garbage at 125, but I've got a 36% dodge. So, like, 1 out of 3, I should be completely ignoring. That went down a lot. My dodge used to be 40 something. I think they changed that. 100 PRR. You can see like 100 PRR is not very much. And so while I can self-heal, it's not enough. So I have to get lucky. And maybe knock some of them down. But compared to spellcasting or melee, this just does not feel good. It used to be. It's just like, that was a good hit. But there's not enough of those. There's not enough of those really big hits. Which is unfortunate, because if I were to grab a Sword of Shadows, I could just obliterate everything in here. Right? Like, look at the damage that thing's doing to me. Like, that is insane, man. And, like, for some reason, that was immune to the dance that I just hit it with. I heard the music, I heard the sound, but it didn't dance. It actually just shot me and killed me. So, it's like, you know, you guys can see what I'm saying. Like, this is not... You would only be able to do this as a labor of love. It wouldn't be something that you'd be like, oh yeah, this is super fun to do. Like, you would only do this if, like, you were working on, and I would say if you were going to do a monk build to not do a thrower, you probably would just do a straight up like quarterstaff monk or something like that, or one of the new monks. It looks like I'm too far away to get a res, so hopefully if I call her right here, she can do it. And keep in mind, this is R4, but I purposely wanted to try out the difficulty level. So, like, a lot of people will probably do it as an R1 or something like that. But you can see, like, just how it's almost like I have nothing on, like I'm wearing paper. So even with 100, that's nothing. Even with 125, that's nothing. Like, these champs... I bet this champ, though, has a damage boost on it. If we take a look at it. Oh, it absorb, pierce. Vulnerable, electric. Absorb, slash. So it's just damage resistant. There's no damage boost on this. Oh, there it is. There's the damage boost. I see extra damage. Yeah, we saw the extra damage because we got hit by it. So sometimes those champ damage boosts are just a little too tweaked up, I think. And she is a really good hireling. I have 2,000 hit points. It's like I'm wearing nothing. Alright, so she was resistant to our damage. So let's go back to improve precise shot and see if we can kill any of these. And I hit that issue that I told you about with the key generation because I can't do my like Misty Step. So in a lot of ways, because I don't generate key with my attacks, it really makes this difficult. Like I think if you're doing the throwing stars and you're in Ninja, it should give you key when you do it, but it's one of the problems with this. So like I could take the Epic Strike from Grandmaster Flowers, but I just think that Shirati Champion is just way better than that. So like that would generate key for me, which is why I mentioned it, but I don't think it's worth the, switching to the other tree. I just think it would be, a waste. Now that thing that killed me, this is a normal one. This isn't even a champ. So, I mean, it's like, it's unfortunate. I was not a fan of when they did the armor up and they added PRR to be like a percentage-based system instead of the old school like THACO system where if you had, if you got you focused armor class, you got your armor class up high enough, then things would just sort of suddenly lose the ability to hit you. I think that's a much more elegant system than this one that we have now with PRR and MRR. Because this one means that no matter how defensive you get, they can still hit you and always do damage. And in an MMO where there's monsters everywhere and they're constantly attacking, it's not like a turn-based system. It's just like you saw, it's just I'm constantly getting attacked, and over the course of 5 minutes, that's like hundreds of attacks. So statistically, having 100 PRR means nothing. It's like wearing tissue paper. Rez? No? She's got plenty of mana. Maybe she's like, yeah, man, I've already rezzed you 10 times. This is not a good sign. Oh, she got me. There we go. The initial damage is pretty good. 230, 300, 150 is low. Like 150 is low, but the 300 is good. If I were swinging a sword, that's probably equivalent to a melee swing. And when I take damage, like I really take damage. And that's good. They have the AoE on that dance attack is really, but it's a little bit too small in my opinion. I think it needs to be bigger. I do think Shirati needs to be like tweaked a little bit and made a little bit stronger. For somebody who's doing an archery or like a thrower build, because this is good, but this is a little bit too slow. Like if I were on a any other like a caster or a melee, this would feel a lot easier. I could just run up and hit these things with a melee weapon. That would be really smooth. Everything would probably die. On a caster, it'd be the same. The things have a little bit too much, like, I need more bypass. I think that might be the way to say it, like, for my throwing weapon. And so it might be that, like, star throwing is dead and I have to switch to Vistani. But it might be that throwing in general is just dead. It might be that I need to switch to, like, melee and do, like, quarterstaff or something. I used to do a hand wraps monk and I loved it back in the day, but like it's been a lot of years since I did hand wraps. There's a Fear Reaper, so I've got to like get right next to it, otherwise it's gonna kill me. Of course though, I'm like standing right next to the thing, like yeah, right. We have to get next to the Fear Reaper. We turned it to ice, but then this muscle, which is a regular, it wasn't even a champ, with a damage boost. A human. So isn't that like a bug, right? Like, look at that. That's a human. In case you guys didn't know. For some reason, it's not letting me open the examine panel. Let me see if I can click off it and click back on it. There it is. Human type, humanoid, race, human. If you didn't know what a human looked like, that's what they look like right there. So if you go out to your store, you know, if you're gonna go buy yourself like coffee for the morning, and you see anybody who looks like that, that's a human. I don't know what these are. Maybe they're aliens. Let's see if I can look at them. It says it's a thug. He's also a human. So I guess humans can look all sorts of weird different ways. They can look like actual real humans, or they can look like dragons. Why that's not a dragonborn, I don't know, man. This should be a halfling, right? It is a halfling. Hey, this one's correct. Is this a reaper? Is this an evil outsider? Should be. It is an evil outsider, so that's correct. So it's this poor dude right here. I mean, you can't, they put him in this ugly vest. They gave him that disgusting shirt. He doesn't even have shoes, and he's not even listed as the right race. Sorry, dude. Is my hireling dead too? She is. She's dead. So we're done in here. Yeah, we're done. It was just more of a test to see, like, how it felt. It feels awful. So, like, this character needs to be remade. I'm not quite sure what to do with it. Likely what I should do is just make it into a melee. Something like that. Like, give it a quarterstaff and just run around and hit stuff with it. Quarterstaff monks seem to do pretty well.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world here, there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la, we love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la, we love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la, we love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing.